Do you struggle with procrastination? Let's talk. Welcome to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly, your emotional intelligence professor and speaker and coach. So here today, we are talking about how procrastination is probably sabotaging your life and the 4 ways we can begin to get over this bad habit. So before we dive into that, let's talk about for a second, why do we procrastinate? Well, procrastination is something that all of us struggle with. Let's be honest. Whether it's you procrastinate with keeping your house clean, getting fit, getting into a relationship, procrastinate in your finances. Maybe you procrastinate in making those calls in business or going to get that next client. Procrastination can show up in so many different ways. But ultimately, it still boils down to the fact that procrastination is just a result. It's an outward representation of an inward problem. You heard me. It's an outward representation of an inward problem. And that's what we're going to be here today to really untangle. And we're going to talk about the 4 ways you can do that. So when you think of procrastination as the end result of something else that's going on in the inner world, it's going to tell you where you need to turn to change this habit. A lot of times people are just saying, just take action, do these things that are out here, out here, out here, when we fail to look at what's going on in here that is driving it in the first place. And so what happens is we'll have temporary motivation, right? We're going to have temporary results. You're going to get fit. You're going to stick to your budget. You're going to whatever. And ultimately, they'll end up back to wherever the habit was in the first place because we didn't do the inner work to change the outward result. All right, so let's dive into my very first tip on how we can break through the procrastination habit, which is break it down. Now, I'm not talking about stop and break dancing. I'm talking about we need to break down the reasons why you procrastinate. Again, procrastination is a result. This is the end of the train, right? This is the result that we're in. But there was a lot of other things that have been happening along the journey that's picked up momentum that's ended up causing us to be here. So we need to break it down. We need to break down, why do we procrastinate? What are we afraid of? Because I promise you, fear is present. What thoughts do we have that is driving this behavior? And ultimately, what is the insecurity or the belief that I have that could be causing this or fueling all of this in the first place? When we can connect with the thoughts, we can change the feelings, you change the result. But without the inner work, we'll never have an outward different experience. So this is why I say you need to break it down. So if you haven't done this before, you need to take the time to really look inwards to say, what in here is out of alignment to cause me to behave this way out here? Doing that kind of work is going to give you the intel you need to change. Now, before I close out this section, I actually have 2 quotes for you that I thought would be really helpful. So let me start with the first one, which is, "Don't wait, the time will never be right," Napoleon Hill. I love this because we often wait to say that the answers are just going to come or things are just going to unfold for us. No. Things aren't just going to happen unless you make them happen. So we need to go inwards to figure out what do we need to do to change to make that happen. So don't wait, start now. Now let me give you the last quote, which is actually by Benjamin Franklin, who said, "You may delay, but time will not, and lost time is never found again." I love this. So both of these are encouraging you to look within now. Stop waiting for this habit to change and start to do the investigation work to break down what's going on inside that is driving this result that you do not like. All right, this leads me to my next and second tip, which is know what gets you moving and hype yourself up. All right, after you've broke down what the inward results are, and maybe we've done the work to kind of shift and change our thoughts and feelings to be more in alignment with the result you desire, now we got to figure out what gets us motivated. Because procrastination is just a habit, it's a result, and it's going to be a chronic or repetitive result based on how often that plagues your life. So now what we need to do is we need to find a way to do what we call pattern interrupt. Break the cycle. And the only way we could do that is to find something that really just pumps you up. Pump it up. If we want to find something that really does get you excited, music obviously, is probably the best way you could begin to shift and alter your mood to align with the result that you desire. So finding the music, finding a YouTube videos that really motivates you or inspires you, reading something, affirmations, maybe it's a quick brief walk. Like, what is it that charges you up, that gets you in alignment with the result that you need? So this requires you to know what the result you want is in the first place. So whatever it is that you're procrastinating for or of, we need to find what's the alternative. So maybe you're procrastinating and getting fit. Well, what motivates you more to be fit? Is it watching fitness videos? I tell you what, watching other people work out always inspires me to get off my butt and go work out. So in those days where I'm not feeling it, I'll put on a workout video and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And I go do that exercise. But that's my little trick. What's yours? You need to find something to get you revved up and get moving. Now, Charles Dickens said it best when he said, "My advice is to never do tomorrow what you can do today. Procrastination is the thief of time." I love this reminder, is that why continue to put it off? Why do we wait to get fit until Mondays or until the beginning of the month, or we're going to start the budget at the beginning of the month? No, start now. Start today. Stop wasting another week to call those clients and get on track. Every day, every moment is a new opportunity and a new choice to get moving. So do it. All right. Hopefully that inspired you a little bit. And now we move on to my third tip, which is celebrate your movements. All right, so this is another powerful way that we can begin to continue to break that habit of procrastination, is we need to celebrate the wins. It's called positive reinforcement. And as children, we used to get it all the time. When we would get an A as a grade in elementary school, we got a gold star. And it was motivation to want to continue to get more gold stars, or we could pick from the prize box, or we got a special treat, or we got some kind of reward. We were positively reinforced with good behavior. Unfortunately, as adults, we don't typically get that, and we tend not to give that to ourselves. So we want to begin to do that habit, to give ourselves a celebration. And it doesn't have to be with food, or it doesn't have to be with spending on things. You can treat yourself in 1,000 different ways. For some people, going to the gym is actually a treat. For some people, going for a hike is a treat. For some people, reading a book is a treat. So you want to reward yourself for doing things that you were scared to do, or that you procrastinated doing before. Really give yourself an epic adulting award for this. Like, pat yourself on the back, kudos, celebrate, do a victory dance, whatever you feel you need to do to just keep reinforcing the new decision to get moving. All right, so this leads me to my fourth and final tip this week, which is follow the golden rule. All right, so I wish I could say that I created this golden rule, but I actually borrowed it from our late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he said, if you can do it in 10 minutes or less, just do it. And I'm telling you that there is no better breaker of a procrastination habit than taking action. And repeated action builds a new habit. See, motivation is just a habit. Procrastination is a habit. Avoidance is a habit. Being inspired is a habit. Being positive is a habit. Being a pessimist is a habit. All of these things are just repeated thoughts, repeated feelings, repeated whatever that are driving a result. And so when we can begin to take ownership of the change, well, then we're going to have a different result. And so taking action is the fast track way to build a habit of motivation. And so Wayne Dyer used to say, if it takes 10 minutes or less, just do it. Don't wait, just do it. And I loved this. And I promise that this is what I still follow through with today, is that when it comes to keeping my house clean, instead of coming in and dumping my shoes and purse at the side of the door, I remind myself that if it takes 10 minutes, Bunny, just do it. And so I take my purse and hang it in the closet, and I go put my shoes on my shoe rack. So they never gather and collect dust on the side of the door, which will just do nothing but zap my energy. So think about what you need to do in your life right now that takes 10 minutes or less, and just start doing it. Put that sign up somewhere that says 10 minutes, just do it, and just begin to take action. and you will find that your procrastination isn't something you struggle with all the time. Hopefully this video has helped in some way. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We bring you tips and videos every single week directly to your inbox. So subscribe here. And if you have a personal development question, make sure to email us at getinspired@bonniekelly.me. Until next time, mwah! Did you enjoy this video? I hope so. Each and every week we bring these videos directly to you. So don't forget to subscribe and don't miss a beat. If you're ready to take your personal development journey to the next level, then check out my 21-day emotional detox program, where you can begin to detox the mental and emotional clutter that is limiting and holding you back in 10 minutes or less a day. It is absolutely free for the first 7 days, so go snag your access now. It takes less than a few minutes, and you can grab it by going to the 21dayemotionaldetox.com/free. Until next time, mwah!